What's up, guys? Frugal BC. Today, I'm doing an update on my video about whether you can really earn money on Splinterlands. I've done some different things, switched it up around, taken some feedback. I'm going to tell you what happened today on Frugal BC. What's up, guys? Frugal BC coming at you. Hey, remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Sorry to get into that before we even get into the rest of the video. Just want to put that out there. As you know, we're always doing experiments on crypto. We try it out and we let you know how it goes. That way you can learn from our experience. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you love crypto, if you love Algorand, if you love play to earn games, and that is what we are getting into today. So a while back, I did a video on whether you can earn money playing Splinterlands. So Splinterlands is a play to earn game. It is built on the Hive blockchain. I got a affiliate link down below if you want to sign up yourself and try it out. And I do think it's a pretty fun game. I think it's worthwhile checking out. The question was, can you really earn money from the game? Now, in last video, I made the argument that I thought this was essentially a play to earn game, or excuse me, a pay to earn game versus a play to earn game. And that with a few quick, all they had to do is make a few changes. And suddenly it seemed to not really be working out. I had a strategy where I was making, I'd invest a little dark energy crystals. That's the currency in the game. I would invest a little bit and I would usually be able to make my money back and then some. So I was, building income, and I hadn't really put any money. You have to pay $10 for a summoner's spell book to do any of the play to earn function, which I think is totally fine. Putting a little money in to get started, that's fine. But what I found is that once they made a change, they made it so you had to get to bronze level 2 to earn anything in the game. And even then, once you get there, it's pretty low. So what I was doing, I basically had it set. I took all my cards, I put them on rental, and I said, you can rent cards out. And then, so I rented out the cards, and that's it. I wasn't playing anymore. I got kind of what's the word? I was a little disheartened by how the whole thing worked. Now, is it a fun game? It kind of is. So it's basically, if you haven't played Splinterlands before, if you've played anything like Magic the Gathering or Pokemon, it's kind of like that, but it's more of an auto battle. So the strategy comes in choosing the cards based on the mana total that you're given, and choosing a splinter, which like in Magic would have been the color Magic, like water, fire, earth, and it's kind of the same. They're kind of the same, actually. There's fire, water, earth, light, yada, yada, yada. And then they also have neutral cards. And there's Dragon too, which allows you to combine some of them. So that's how Splinterlands works. Well, it was interesting. In the comments, I got a lot of interesting feedback. Some people really agreed with me. I thought this was kind of like, I said one of the things I said was it was kind of like Magic cards back in the day, where you always had those 3 or 4 friends whose parents would just buy them all the cards they need, and they'd have all the money into the deck, so they'd always beat you. You couldn't beat them no matter how good you got. There, a lot of them probably knew strategy too, so I don't want to completely put it on that, but it felt like if you can afford to get the cards, you probably weren't going to win very much. And so I said Splinterlands was kind of like that. I still feel like that's sort of the case. But I said, you know what would happen if I put a little more money into this game? So as of to date, I have put in $18.58. Now I had $17.58 in my note, but I just added $1. I've got some credits from affiliate clicks. And so I had almost enough for another pack. So I decided to buy one more pack. Didn't work out that well. I just got a couple of rares, which was nice. But in the first time I got a couple packs, I was able to get a couple legendaries. So, and I also bought a legendary. So now I have 3 legendaries, 1 that I'm renting out, and 2 that I'm using, and also that they've actually helped me, so I can actually reach bronze 2 now without renting any cards. So if I want to rent some cards, that's just a bonus. And I've thought about doing that. It might be worth it to rent my is the guy that the dragon jumper. Yeah, the guy that looks like the Rocketeer, but he's a dragon. It's pretty cool. Okay, so how's that been going? Well, so since then, another thing that happened since I made the video is that the Chaos Legion came out, the new expansion, and suddenly there was a whole lot of cards that were really inexpensive compared to before. And I'll link his channel, Bulldog 1205, I think is his title. It'll be in the description. He's been great with, like, he'll tell you what, like, beginner cards are really good. Every once in a while he has a video like that, or he'll say, like, here's some really cheap cards that'll, really help you out a lot. That's a really big help. So I saw one of his videos about the Chaos Legion cards that were he thought they were underpriced based on their value. And I threw like 10 bucks in and I bought some. In fact, I might have even thrown more like $5 in. I bought a bunch of like kind of rare and maybe one or two epics. And then since then I bought, like I said, actually I might have bought, I think I bought one legendary and I got one legendary from the 2 packs I bought. So I put some money in and I bought some packs too. And then I spent, randomly, like, I put another $1 in today just to bump me over the 4,000 credits that you need to buy a Chaos Legion pack. So I now bought 3 Chaos Legion packs. And I know for people, there's people spending like, they're buying like hundreds of packs, and I will not get anywhere near that. But one of the differences that's happened is I'm actually winning now. So here's what's really weird. Like, so they released these new card sets, and all of a sudden they released all the base cards. So when you play Splinterlands, you get base cards that are every player can use. They're real cards in the set, so you could actually buy them too. And they've changed it now. So with Chaos Legion, there's a whole new set of cards. There's some overlap. There's some from last time, of course, but there's a whole lot now that you had for free in your deck. Now you would have to buy. Now, of course, you're probably going to buy them anyway if you wanted the higher levels of them, but that's just that's where that's at now. Basically, there's a whole bunch of cards. It's almost like a new game. So I kind of got excited about it again. I'm like, oh, great. And it took me a while. It took me a few seasons to kind of get the hang of it, playing it a little bit at a time. I'm not going to like sit there and play it for hours. That's just not me. But I've been playing it more, especially in the last couple of weeks. So here's my observation. It seems like Bronze 3 is way more competitive than Bronze 2, unless I got that much better overnight. Because I was having I would make little gains on Bronze 3 and I'd get a little bit higher each time, but I'd win just 1 or 2 more than I was losing. And then suddenly I got to Bronze 2 and I shot up like 300 or 400 rankings, like really fast. The last time I played, I lost a bunch right before the season ended, but I still stayed at Bronze 2. So I finished the season at Bronze 2. I don't have nearly close to the cards to get the Bronze 1. It would take quite a while to get up there. I don't know if it'll be a while, but I think I've built the whole point of this is I think I've built a strategy where by at least I'm gaining. So I put some money into it, but I'm also gaining each time. So I'm adding new cards, adding a little more DEC. And that's what you want to see. You want to see like that you can sign up for one of these things and put some money into it and that you'll grow over time. That was my same thing with Town Star. It's like you got to put some money in up front, but you can earn over time. A little nervous about that. Maybe I'll explain in another video. The fact that they're going to change how the rewards work. Like, I'm going to put thousands of dollars into this and suddenly you're going to change how the rewards work. I don't like that. Suddenly, what if suddenly it's like really hard to get rewards and I've built my ROI and being able to earn my town coin every day? Like, I don't like that. So, but Splinterlands is making some changes too. And that's why I think I was initially upset, is because they had initially had it set a certain way. And I knew how to, like, okay, I can make this work for me. And then suddenly they changed it. But now they're changing it again. And I think they've listened to some answers. They just announced that they're changing these systems. They're going to reduce the ability to farm rewards with a few cards across multiple accounts. So basically, there were some people that were doing some farming where they'd have a few cards and they basically share them between accounts. I don't know exactly how it worked, but it was a way for people to game the system. And basically, they're stopping people from doing that. They're also going to be increasing the rewards for participating in the ranked season ladder. So I like that. Increased rewards, good. And they're increasing incentives for those playing beyond just getting the daily quest. There's a lot of people that just basically play enough every day to get the daily quest, get their potions or whatever, maybe a few credits, and then maybe the EC once in a while. I don't see that very much. And also there were people that would get to a certain league level and basically quit. And so basically they're trying to set up an incentive structure whereby that won't work, whereby you'll actually have more incentives to keep playing. And this one is interesting. They're actually potentially offering card packs to become rewards for the daily quest and for the season ending rewards, and that'll start at silver. So I'm not going to benefit from that for a while. I don't think I'll be at silver for a while because I'm just not going to put that much money into the game. And then there's going to be restrictions on the temp account. So when you sign up for Splinterlands, you basically have a temp account, and you don't actually do play to earn until you put the $10 in to get your spell book. So actually, I should probably modify that because I spent that $10 way back, what was it, 2 or 3 years ago. So technically I put $27.58 into the game, I guess, but that was a long time ago. Recently, it's been more like, or excuse me, 18. So $18.58 and $28.58 if you count the other one. So some of the temp accounts, that's some of the ways that people were manipulating the system, and they're going to be changing that. So what's my thought on Splinterlands overall? Can you earn money? Yes, I think you can. And I still kind of stand by my original statement that it is largely a pay to win. And I think that most of these games are going to be pay to win, or pay to earn rather, instead of, there's definitely strategy involved. Like there's a lot of strategy involved. And when you get really good at playing the game, it makes a big difference. But there's only so much you can do. I mean, sometimes I'll just nail I know I selected the right Splinter against theirs, but they just have way more expensive cards. So they end up winning anyway. It happens. I mean, that's just how the game goes. I don't necessarily have a problem with that. I mean, it's not really much different than Magic, other than actually Magic, you kept the value too, technically. It's kind of like Magic cards online, really. I mean, I guess I didn't think about that too carefully. But is it worth playing? Sure, I think it's worth playing, and it's cool that you can keep these cards. And theoretically, if someone invented a new game, you could technically take these cards over and play it. I mean, that's the point of NFTs, right? Like they're not locked to a system, you own them. So, and if not, then it's not a true NFT. And you could sell out, that's the other part. Even if you don't take it with you, you could always say, you know what, I'm sick of this, I'm going to sell this out. You could through some means you could cash out and get this. Now, as far as like actually earning a living, you're gonna have to put a lot of money and time into this game. And I think that's fair. If you're going to start a business, you would put a lot of money and time into it too. I just think some people might get into this and think that you can start with a tiny amount of money and work your way up to like basically supporting yourself and playing video games for a living. If you're under that impression, you should probably update that, because that's not true. That's not going to happen. But overall, I think Splinterlands is a good game. I stand by my video before, but I've found a way to make it fun, and that's really the key metric, because I don't think I was having fun with it anymore. So can you earn money with Splinterlands? Yes. Are you going to do it without putting time and money into it? No. That's the bottom line. Still think it's a great game. I'd love to hear you guys, whether you like it or if you agree, disagree. Oh, there's some other mechanisms like staking SPS. Either that's something that earns a little bit of extra money every day, probably like 2-3 cents a day for me. Hopefully, as that grows, that might actually be worth something too. So, but agree, disagree. Love to hear what you have to say in the comments. As always, I'm Frugal BC. Hit like button, hit the subscribe button. All good. Stay safe out there, guys, and we'll see you in the future.